They say travel is about the destination, but sometimes the universe gives you a sign before you even leave the ground. As I was sitting at the gate, watching the rain clear over the tarmac, this incredible rainbow stretched across the runway. It felt less like a weather event and more like a green light from the world saying, "Go, next stop, Romania." The main terminal, completed in 1952, was designed by a team of architects including Alvaro Beu, Alexandru Serbescu, and Nicolae Bădescu. In this city, the official scent of the night isn't expensive perfume, it's roasted garlic and rotisserie magic. I'm currently standing in front of a 24-hour window that radiates more warmth and hope than any lighthouse ever could. In most countries, a kebab is a snack. In Bucharest, it's a structural engineering project. I watched the guy behind the counter assemble things with the precision of a Swiss watchmaker.
The output right over here, and I believe that is the easy area there. Let's get in. This is my room to stay. Right from the entrance, you can see the hanger and the closet. Trash can and television over there, and really classic style wallpaper, and tiny fridge, double bed, air conditioner. I'm not gonna use it today, and tiniest bathroom I have ever seen, even smaller than Morocco one. And
Well, that is one luxury sky view from toilet.
my plane arrived at 9:50 at the airport, and I arrived at the hotel at 10:30. It is quite time saving, so I will unpack and charge my devices and eat this shawarma. I didn't know that this is also famous in Romania. Right. Look at the size. Oh my god, I think this is twice bigger than I thought. How much did I pay? Alright, so 7.43 euro. 7.43 euro, I think. Oh, wait, this is not that cheap. I asked them to put a lot of spicy sauces and jalapenos. Mouth-watering. Oh. I think tomorrow is my doomsday. Wow, that is spicy. I don't know if I can take the long bus ride. Oh.
Alright, it is time to talk about the Bucharest bus system. First of all, the price. A single trip is 3 leu. To put them in perspective, that is about 0.65 euro. On the Bucharest bus, you can spot it easily. The legendary USA button. Now if you're an American, don't get so excited. Pressing this won't play the Star-Spangled Banner or give you the fast track to the embassy. In Romania, Ușa simply means door. On all the tram or buses, you will see the button near the exits. It's the stop request button. And then there are the locals. No, not the people, but the pigeons. Watching them swarm around these massive grey communist-era apartment blocks is watching a low-budget remake of The Birds, but with more concrete. This is the final boss level of Bucharest Atmosphere. If the rainbow at the airport was a Disney movie, the Gara de Nord Park is straight out of gritty 1980s spy thriller or a post-apocalyptic video games. And here we are, the entrance to Gara de Nord. Look at this roof, it's a massive slab of concrete that looks like that it was designed by someone who really didn't want the rain to win. It's the ultimate Bucharest paradox. The architecture is brutal, the weather is muddy, but the natural light hits this terminal from this roof. And suddenly I'm not just a traveler with a heavy bag and a spicy sauce stained shirt. Welcome to the final boss of the Romanian railway experience, the ticket counter. I am standing at the ticket window, and it is a beautiful, confusing clash of centuries. On one side we have an old computer that looks like it was salvaged from a 1980s space station. Well, tried enough, and now time to get some help.
Bușteni?
Bușteni?
Bușteni.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. No,
One ticket?
yeah, no card? Where should I get cash?
Yes, this huge barrier of communication. Let's try again, by myself. Alright, I just bought ticket and I have to take the train to Sibiu. 161. Made it to the platform and I'm definitely not alone. It feels like half of Romania has decided to move to the mountain today. Then emerging through the gloomy mist like a heavy metal ghost, the blue train. This thing is classic. It's blue, it's boxy, and it looks like it was forged in a factory that primarily makes submarines. The vibe is Cold War spy thriller. Honestly, if a man in a trench coat stepped off right now and handed me a secret microfilm, I'd just say Murtmask and keep moving. Schedule is so tight. Gotta find my compartment. I've got my printed out ticket, got my backpack, and got the ironclad determination to find my seat before someone's auntie claims it for her bag of groceries. Under this heavy, moody sky, the fields look like they have been edited with a saturation filter in real life. Looking out this window is like watching a nature documentary on a budget. Of course, the train is rattling so much that the scenic landscape is vibrating at a frequency that might actually be liquefying my internal organs. Just when I thought this journey couldn't get more cinematic, I look down and realize I'm sharing the cabin with royalty. He is sitting in his cage with calm, judgmental gaze of a lord. The best part is the jelly look-alike pink palm pressed against the mesh of the cage. And then, the color palette just changed. We've officially left the moody green phase, and we enter the aggressive yellow chapter. We finally pulled into a small station. I'm looking at a row of old rusty houses that have clearly seen some things. Surrounding all that rusted metal and tired brick, there's a plot twist: the trees. They are covered in tiny, delicate white flowers. It's the kind of station that doesn't let you pass by. It stares you down. You've got this classic, weathered houses that look like they have been marinated in wood smoke and mountain mist for a century. The rust on the rooftops is so vibrant, it's practically its own color. Let's call it Comarnic copper. I have stepped off the blue metal box and into a postcard from a very cold, very dramatic universe. Welcome to Bușteni. I look up and there they are, the Bucegi mountains. They aren't just mountains, they are jagged. Vertical walls of rock that looks like they were designed by a fantasy novelist who had a bad day. The tops, snow-capped. The first thing that welcomes me is this massive rusty red viaduct, which is red, is peeling, and is spanning the gap like a giant oxidized rainbow. The sky is officially dishing the gloomy concrete filter and transitioning into a crisp, clean, pearly white with just a tiny, shy hint of a blue peeking through. Alright, we have officially begun the ascent. The sky is now a perfect, tauntingly clear blue, and I am currently surrounded by trees that are straighter than my posture has ever been. I'm over here huffing and puffing like a broken steam engine from Cardigan North, while the trees are just standing there, looking elegant and photosynthesizing like it's easy. Walking through these trees, I feel like I am walking through a giant wooden barcodes. So the sky is blue, the trees are majestic, and everything was going great until I realized I'm walking through a literal bear buffet. The sign basically says, "Welcome to the mountains. You are currently 100% biodegradable and look surprisingly like a burrito." I have done the math. The bear has 4 legs and claws. I have 2 legs and a selfie stick. The bear is a local. I am a tourist who still get confused by the ticket machines. Change of plans. The bears wanted the snack, and honestly, so did I. I have officially called off the summit attempt. Why climbing the mountain when you can simply sit on the grass and share at it while holding a shawarma? So I decided to have shawarma watching these mesmerizing views instead of being a shawarma on the bear's kitchen table around this mesmerizing view. This is the peak of human evolution. I'm sitting here in the soft grass, the sky is crisp blue, and the snow-capped mountains are perfectly framed in front and backside of me. And the best part is I don't have to use my leg muscles to look at them anymore. It's a win-win situation. The bear stays in the wood, I stay on the grass, and the shawarma stays in my hands. It's the perfect circle of life. Looking up at those jagged peaks from down here, they actually look much more relaxed. Maybe they were just stressed because I was trying to step on them. The wind is rustling through the trees, the snowy peaks are glowing, and I am the undisputed king of the hill. As long as the hill is this specific patch of flat grass near the town. I came, I saw, I got intimidated by a sign, and I ate lunch. I'd say this is a 5-star mountain experience, 10 out of 10. Would choose carbs over cardio again. Spoke too soon. My survivor instincts have been officially overruled by my desire for a better Instagram photo. I found a loophole in the bear's plan. The cable car. Why walk through the bear buffet when you can simply dangle over their heads in a tiny metal box held up by a piece of wire and the power of prayer? But of course, because the universe loves a dramatic twist, the weather has decided to go back to its gloomy goth roots. Anyway, it's genius. It's ultimate cheat code like Tuck 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 in the Age of Empire games, or the Carpathians.
I tried to climb up the mountain by foot. Local people say I cannot go up to the Sphinx by foot. I have to take the cable car. I hope it's going to be worth it because it's quite pricey. What is it? What is that? What the hell is it?
It's so tiny and looks so dangerous. Exciting. I am doing it. I'm officially stepping into the vintage cable car. I said stepping into, but it felt more like entering a Flying Sardine Can from the 1970s. The windows, they aren't just dirty, they are magnificently blurry. It's like someone applied a permanent dream filter to the glass. I can see the mountains, but they look like an impressionist painting smudge of grey, a stick of white and blurry blob that I am 40% sure is a tree. It's completely flat up here. It's like the mountain was growing perfectly fine and then just decided to give up the last 10% and become a plateau. The door creaked open. I stepped out of the fog, and I didn't find the summit of a mountain.
Freeze! Put your hands up.
The temperature up here didn't just drop.
All right, on
It plummeted off a
freeze.
cliff and took my dignity with it. This ain't gonna be enough, but putting on this is the most smart thing to do at this moment, at this place. This cardigan will be my shield against the gloom, my hug against the solitude, and the only thing keeping my pink jelly palm from turning into a blue ice cube. I've gone from neon yellow fields to rusty viaducts, to cable cars, and now I'm just a giant bundle of knitwear standing in a grey cloud.
Down there, and now I can see snow up here. Wait a second. Babel is 5 minutes. Sphinx is 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Oh my god, 15 minutes in this weather. This is a real challenge. I should have brought some winter clothes. 15 minutes. But without wind, I think it is quite not bad. I have no idea which way is the right way. I can tell you is the landscape.
There isn't a single human soul in sight. I've gone from a crowded train station to being a lone survivor on the top of the stone giant.